We all wanted to go to the mall. Sounds like middle school to me. My mom took us to the mall for 6 hours. She left us there by ourselves. Then we all went to different stores. Can you see? Just looking at all the dolls and interesting things to see at the mall. Yeah. Okay, it says, we all bought the same clothes to look like sisters because we are all best friends. We thought it was the best day ever. We had so much fun. After that, we were all hungry, so we got ice cream cones. 6 hours had passed, and we need to leave the mall and go home. The end.
Fernando Aguilar is Planes That Go Fast. The characters are Ashley, Miss Kuhn, Eric, and Robert. We went so fast that we went back in time. We landed on the ground. We saw a big snake in the water. We explored. We saw 5-foot spiders and we saw sharks with lights. They were 5 feet long. We also saw a big whale shark that was 10 feet long. Kevin saw the racing fish. Miss Kuhn saw the alligators. Eric saw the turtles. Robert helped them go back in the future. We all came home on the Blackbird. Thank you. What a cool story to read.
Crystal is a former Cabrillo student, and by coincidence, a former student of Mrs. Cedillo. So this is a great day for Mrs. Cedillo. Crystal is the author and the illustrator of this story called The Tale of the Lost Dog. Not only did she write the story, but she illustrated in cartoon form, which I think is very imaginative. She's in Mrs. Karn's class now. There once was a dog called Brownie. She got lost one day. The owner was asleep one night, and then somebody took Brownie. In the morning, Hillary, the owner, woke up and realized that Brownie was gone. She looked everywhere for Brownie. Then Hillary had an idea and said, I'll put up flyers. A little while later, Hillary had a dream that Brownie never came back and found a new owner. There, her cartoon illustration. Then her mom woke her up. Her mom said, you just had a bad dream. I said, did anybody call about the flyers? Then the doorbell rang. Hillary said, it might be somebody that read the flyer, but it was just her friend Lizzie. Lizzie had a whole bunch of dogs in her hand. She asked if any of them were hers. She said, no, but thank you. Hillary was waiting all day for her dog to come back. Then she saw a dog that looked just like Brownie and said, stop. Her mom stopped the car, but it wasn't Brownie. Another false alarm. Hillary was really sad. Then she heard a dog barking, and in the illustration you could see Hillary's tears running down her cheeks. Guess what? It was Brownie. Hillary was really happy. Brownie was really glad that she was back. Then Hillary and Brownie lived happily ever after. The end. Congratulations.
Great. Here's your certificate that says you are a winner, and here are your prizes. Okay? And our special guest reader for Daniel's story is the new principal at Burnett.
I have the pleasure of reading Daniel's story, and Daniel not only wrote the story, but he did the illustrations as well, and really pay attention. Daniel used a lot of really bright special colors for all of the different pages in his story. Daniel's also a student in Mrs. Carnes' third grade class at Peter Burnett School. Daniel's story is The Lonely Jaguar Who Found Friends. Once there was a jaguar that was lonely. He didn't have any friends, and he was shy. Also, he spent almost all his time in a tree. He only hunted, ate, and slept. One day he hunted and ate, then he met a snake. The snake asked if he wanted to be his friend. The jaguar said yes, so they climbed the tree and talked to each other. When they finished talking, it was nighttime, so they went to sleep together in a tree. The next day they woke up and hunted, but they ate different food, so they both ate their own food. They became really good friends. Additionally, the jaguar wasn't shy anymore. After many days of doing the same thing, they were bored, so they tried to make new friends. While trying to make new friends, they made friends with a toucan. The toucan liked to do different things, so he asked the jaguar and the snake what they liked to do. See, here's the toucan right here, all the different colors. The jaguar was not lonely anymore, so he kept on making friends with each other and the other animals. Finally, he had a family and was happy all the time. And here's his new family. Very good story, Daniel.
This one is Matthew Newsom's story. Now you'll notice that it's not as heavily illustrated, but it has some really good pictures. Once upon a time there was a boy whose name was Timothy Tim. Everybody called him Tim Tim. Tim Tim never listened to his mom or dad, especially when it came to cleaning his room. Every week, Tim Tim would get a present from his grandparents. And every week, his parents asked him to clean his room. By the time Tim Tim was 8 years old, his old room was a mountain of toys. First came the trucks. Then he got police cars. Next week, he got remote control cars, and then he got robots. Then came the paint set, the action figures, the rockets, the caroms, the basketball, and tons more. Look at how crowded his room is. His room was covered in toys. He couldn't even sleep on his bed. His parents had decided to let him clean his own room, but he didn't. One day, he woke up and tried to get ready for school. The only problem was he couldn't find any clean clothes, so he wore his old ones. At school, Tim Tim was very embarrassed because in the middle of class, his teacher told him he needed to take a bath. His teacher says, "Take a bath," because he stinks. He was so embarrassed about what happened that he decided to clean his room. His parents were so happy they helped him clean. From then on, Tim Tim always cleaned his room. There's a lesson in that for you. Don't let your grandparents give you so many toys. Sabrina, Annette, and Maritza. So you guys have to come up to get your certificate. Here's Sabrina. Could you hold on to this? Yes. Okay. Make my life complicated when there are three of you. Okay, Sabrina. Congratulations on winning the story writing contest. Here are your prizes. Annette, congratulations on winning the story writing contest. Here are your prizes. And Maritza, congratulations on winning the story writing contest. Here are your prizes. Now, Sal, the principal of Burnett, is going to read your story, so you might sit down and relax.
The Sams Files, Sabrina, Annette, and Maritza, and they are students in Mrs. Sweeney's 5th grade class at Peter Burnett. There were 3 girls who secretly called each other the Sams. They were secret agents who faced the many dangers of crime whenever they started a new case. Their sworn enemies were the Japs. J-A-P-S. During the day, the Sams and the Jap attended regularly school. Few people knew of their after-school job. One of those few was their friend, the librarian, Miss Swan. Whenever they needed to research, they would, of course, go to Miss Swan. It was March 20th, 2003. Sabrina, Annette, and Maritza were at the library researching for their 5th grade state report. Suddenly they heard a loud scream. Immediately, they went to the girls' bathroom to change into their detective clothes. They started the investigation by making everyone leave so they could search for clues. Of course, though, they had to ask the people nearby what they had heard and or seen. The one clue they did find made them very suspicious. A picture of a cracked globe of the world, the sign of the JAPS. On Saturday, they visited the library. Maritza unexpectedly found a portion of a torn note. She read it out loud. S, meet us at the B Diamond on Saturday at 12:02, signed JAP. She checked her watch. It's 11:30. We have to get to the baseball diamond, quickly. How do you know it's the baseball diamond? Sabrina asked. They basically love baseball. Hello? Maritza and Annette said at once. Then they went to change their clothes. Change your clothes a lot, don't you? They arrived at the diamond at 11:59. They anxiously waited, and their satisfaction at precisely 12:02, the JAPS arrived. They now wore softball uniforms so they could blend in. Fortunately, they were not noticed. They got close enough that they were able to hear, but not too close as to cause suspicion. S, where have you been? We haven't seen you since Thursday at the library. J said, I couldn't help it. My mom heard about the incident and was too worried, he responded. Anyway, where have you kept the stolen books and videos? He continued. Shh, not so loud. Fine. Anyway, have you heard a girl scream so loud over a plastic little lizard? Weren't you scared as we ran out of the library? S said. The result of the JAPS said yes. The girls listened amazed. They got to the conclusion that the JAPS